Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 5, Meakashi. So last time, Rika-chan went to the Sonozaki household here, right? So she went and she was gonna borrow some soy sauce, right? But her real objective was different. She attacked Mion, or I mean Shion in disguise as Mion, right? And then, yeah, Rika-chan at the end lost. We saw some supernatural stuff as well. Rika changing to that older one, right? I think she was calling that older thing Hanyu. I'm not sure yet. We only just saw it a little bit. Like a little dialogue there. And then we also saw Shion mentioning or explaining more, I mean, on how her and the Mion swap permanently. And the other one, yeah, the other one became Mion and she became Shion. She explained it in much more detail, right? So in today's episode, I think it's gonna be Satoko's turn because Shion called or Shion talked to her at the ending last time, right? So let us continue. Let's see what happens yet again.
圭一、さっきから呼んでるぞ。電話だ。園崎さんから。園崎さんってどっち？姉？妹？そんなのは知らん。自分で出て聞きなさい。もしもし。ミオンか？シオンか？
私です。シオンです。こんばんは。
シオン！ゆうべはすまなかった。つい興奮して。
He must have been worried about how I hung up the phone so suddenly last night.
私たちは運命共同体なんです。互いの無事の確認が自分たちの安全の唯一の保証なんです。
ああ、それについては同感だ。
だから私たちは互いの知っている情報を共有する必要があります。高野さんたちみたいな死に方をしないために。
Gulp. I heard Keiichi swallowed loudly.
では、昨日の続きを話します。もう怒らないで聞いてくれますよね。
ああ、大丈夫だ。
So Keiichi agreed to be quiet and listen. I explained the dangerous situation Keiichi was in once again. Just like how some evil people in the village attacked Takano-san and Tomitake-san, they might attack us any day. It was ironic, of course, that while I was warning him, I was also the one who made sure the curse would fall upon him.
互いに何か気になることがあったら報告し合いましょう。互いの持つ小さな断片を合わせていけば、ひょっとすると高野さんたちを殺した、いえ、今年の事件に限らない、過去の連続事件を解決する鍵が見つかるかもしれません。
そうだな。確かにそうだ。
では、まずは言い出した私からいきます。最近、誰かに監視されているような気がします。
I was making this up. I just wanted him to realize how urgent the situation was.
と言っても気のせいかもしれません。でも一応報告します。今は気のせいだと思っていますけど、もしもケイちゃんも同じように誰かに監視されているように感じるなら、これは気のせいじゃないのかもしれませんから。
そういうことなら安心しろ。少なくとも俺の方は大丈夫だ。
It seemed like nothing had happened to Keiichi today at least. Now that the heads of all the three families were gone, it was possible the curse system had been destroyed entirely. If that was the case, then Keiichi might not be attacked after all. But if there was someone who did want to attack him, that meant part of the system was still alive. In other words, my mission wouldn't be accomplished just yet. So Keiichi is like a litmus test in this situation. I'd know whether or not all my enemies were gone, depending on if Keiichi got bitten. He sure is very useful, man. After that, I went along with what Keiichi said. I made sure he was fearful of Mion as well as all the three families. I explained to him the possibility that the whole village was involved and that the curse of Ayashiro-sama might be some sort of system. Then I remembered Shion wouldn't know too much about the disappearance of the mayor, so I continued.
私もついさっき聞いたんですが、君吉のおじいちゃんが行方不明になったって本当ですか？
村長さんのことか。なんだシオン、聞いてないのか？
何も知らないです。お父さんが電話でそう話してるのをまた盗み聞いただけですから。
ああ、実はな、ゆうべ会合の後、家に帰ってこないとかでひなみ沢中で大騒ぎになったんだ。村中で探したみたいだけど、まだ見つかったって話は聞かないな。警察も探してるはずなんだけど。
なんでそんな大事な話を先にしてくれなかったんですか？
悪い、もう知ってると思ってたんだよ。隠す気なんかなかった。
ケイちゃん、私どうしよ
う。どうした？話せよ。俺たちの間で隠し事はなしだろ。
ごめん。隠すつもりはなかったんです。ちょっと言うのが前後したっていうか。
俺たちは仲間だろ。怒ったりしないから正直に話せよ。
私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。
君吉のじいさんってのはシオンにとって相談できる心安い人なんだろう。
はい。私のこと小さい頃から本当に可愛がってくれて、私いつも意地悪なことをしてたのに、いつもニコニコと笑って私の言うことは何でも聞いてくれて、本当に優しい人だったのに。
落ち着けよシオン。別に死んでしまったわけじゃないだろう。そんな簡単に諦めるなよ。
So Keiichi tried to make me feel better, but he had no idea what was actually going on. It really made me laugh. Honestly, I am smiling watching this for some reason, because it's fascinating seeing in this perspective, right? This was the same dialogue, but in chapter 2, but we're in Shion's side, and she's pretending to be like this, messing with Keiichi, lying to him, using him. It just makes me smile for some reason. I don't know why.
村長さんに私晩西宮殿に忍び込んだこと、誰かにそれを見られてて、私たちを狙っている人がいるって。
村長さんは高野さんたちがまともじゃない死に方をしたのを知ってるのか？
はい、知っていました。二人がお社様のたたりで死んだから、私はその怒りを鎮める生贄にされるんじゃないかって本当に率直に言いました。
ああ、それで
君吉のおじいちゃん怒らなかった。そしてにっこり笑って、しおんちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
I actually got a little sad while saying that. Uncle Kimiyoshi had been so reliable. I was happy when he said that he would protect Shion. I truly was happy. If only he hadn't said anything to insult Satoshi-kun.
私のせいです。
It's my fault.
私が打ち明けてしまったから。
よせよシオン。 シオンのせいじゃないよ。
いいえ、私のせいなんです。私が打ち明けてしまったから。君吉のおじいちゃんが知ってしまったから。だから殺されてしまったに違いないんです。だって打ち明けてすぐなんですよ。打ち明けて大丈夫って言ってくれたその晩に消えてしまった。
It was such a strange feeling. I wasn't upset at all. But as I pretended to be upset and mutter words of prayer for Kimiyoshi's safety, I started to feel the emotion growing inside me. I was only pretending to be distressed to fool Keiichi, yet the emotion I feigned began welling up inside me. It felt like I was being consumed by that emotion. So the words coming from my mouth weren't words I intentionally said. They were words that consuming emotion forced me to say. It was like someone else inside of me was doing the talking instead. And I was just watching that someone talk from a short distance away.
話すんじゃなかった。これは全部私たち4人のトガだったはず。他人に話してはいけないことだったんです。話したから殺されてしまった。知ったから殺されてしまった。打ち明けたから殺されてしまった。
おい待てよ。そんなやつなら打ち明けた村長を殺す前にお前から先に殺すに決まってるじゃないか。順番が違うよ。殺されるなら俺かシオンが先。他のやつらが先に死んだりするものか。
順番はあります。私たちを一番最後に殺すつもりに違いないんです。
なんだって。
人思いに殺さないで親しい人たちから順々に殺していって散々悲しい思いをさせた後に殺す、そういう狙いに違いないんです。
What I just said scared even me. Killing our loved ones first will harm us emotionally and only then kill us at the height of our suffering. Whoa, I felt something crawling up my spine. That was awesome. It was an awesome idea. I must not be human anymore. I really am a demon. A human could never think of such cruel things. That would be one incredible hell. Your close friends dying, one at a time after being tortured? And after all that, you yourself get killed. What a great way to destroy someone's life. Why was I getting so excited about this? Because I could get going with that plan right away.
リカちゃん、リカちゃんだ。
え、今なんて言ったんですか？
俺も実は打ち明けたんだ。リカちゃんに今日。
リカちゃんってリカちゃまのことですか？
Rika-chama, you killed her.
フルデ神社のリカちゃま？
Did.
そうだよ、リカちゃんだよ。俺もどうしようもなく不安で打ち明けたんだ。リカちゃんに。
そうしたらリカちゃまはなんて？
猫さんの心配しすぎなのです。僕がきっと何とかしてあげますですよ。リカちゃんはそう言って。ごめんシオン。俺ちょっとリカちゃんのことが心配になっちゃって。
あ、はい、そんなに心配でしたらぜひ電話を。安否を確認してみてください。
ああ、そうさせてもらう。
また明日もこのくらいの時間に連絡します。それをもって私の安否確認としてください。
分かった、待ってる。じゃあな。すまん。 小さん。
Keiichi hung up roughly. Psycho Shion. What a hilarious conversation with Keiichi. Everything was just too damn funny. Keiichi Maibara. Go ahead and struggle helplessly. Run all over the village and see if the curse is still alive. Go ahead and see if my enemies are still around. I laughed for a while and then calmed down. I already got rid of the bicycles and shoes belonging to Rika and Satoko. Wait, what? It happened already with Satoko? They didn't show it to us? My house, for the moment, was taken care of. Wait, did I... Okay, no. I was thinking... Maybe I loaded wrong, but yeah, I didn't do anything anyways. I gotta expect Keiichi to run around in a panic, to ask for help from someone, and then ultimately come to Mion. More than likely, the youth group would end up looking for Rika like they did with the mayor. I'd probably have to endure another long night again and nobody would find her. I decided to wait until the phone rang. I killed time by watching TV until it did. I mean, yeah, because last time when we ended, right, it was Keiichi's dead, right? So we started with that one. So it already happened with Satoko? We didn't see that? Okay. I thought we were gonna be actually seeing that.
ケイちゃん、本気で言ってんの？
So I guess Shion just killed her and then they just didn't show it. Why? Kei-chan, are you serious?
もし冗談だったらかなり怒るよ。
I scolded Keiichi for suspecting that Rika had disappeared. Oh, Rena. Rena is here, yes.
本当に冗談だったなら怒るんじゃなく笑おうよ。
This was the best version of Rena, I could say, in the whole time we've been playing this in chapter 2. Her being really cool here.
だって冗談なんだから。私たちはそれが冗談であることを確かめなくちゃいけない。
そうだね。機嫌の悪そうなことを言ってごめん。
Rena rebuked me. While she looked quiet, I felt that she could be very terrifying under her skin. I had no basis for that impression, but I still felt that way. I just didn't like her. I had disliked her ever since that rainy day at the bus stop. It wasn't that we didn't get along though. How should I put it? I was at a loss for how to explain. Ah, that was it. I found a good example. When I was little, I always wanted to play tennis. I had my relatives take me to a tennis court and then they all praised my skill. I was doing nothing more than hitting a ball with a racket. But they told me I was talented and that made me happy. So when I went to school, I told my classmates I played tennis. And then they told me that I was talented too. And then one of my classmates, who was usually very quiet, said she also played tennis. Not only did she play, but she took lessons. Although I'd bragged about my serve, I was no match for her. I felt lonely and insulted that everyone was paying attention to her and not me. She was usually very quiet, but suddenly I realized that she knew more and had a lot more experience than me. So Rena at the bus stop was just like that. So I thought of myself as a demon now. I'd awakened a part of me that was half human and half demon. The part that lived in Onigafuchi village. In fact, I already stepped into the world where normal human beings couldn't go. I already surpassed my human limits. I generally thought of myself as a superior being having transcended the realm of mortals. But when my eyes met with Rena Ryugu's, I felt what I did long ago was with tennis. Why? Why did I feel that way with Rena? I'd heard that in the animal world, during battle, animals glare at each other to display their strength. Only humans have to punch or kick each other to feel superiority or inferiority. Most animals can tell just by glaring at each other. In that case, could it be the same with Rena? Maybe she's intimidated by Rena because of what happened in the beginning, right? When Rena was talking to her.
みーちゃん大丈夫？
ああ、ごめん。ほらさ、昨日から寝不足で。ごめん。
Keiichi climbed up the ladder and tried to peek into the window on the second floor where Rika and Satoko lived. It was my job to hold down the ladder. Rena cautioned me to hold onto it tightly.
みーちゃん、私念のため本宅の方も見てくるね。
Michan, okay.
すぐ戻るから。
Oh, this is when she broke with Keiichi, right? Or she snapped for some reason here.
ああ、ごめん。
Yes, I remember this.
よろしく。
Rena ran off after that. When I looked up, I saw Keiichi trying to open a window, but all of them were locked.
本宅ってなんだ？
Keiichi asked me from the top of the ladder.
フルデ家の本当の家だよ。両親が亡くなって以来、ずっと放置してあるそうだけど。
あ、そうか。リカちゃんのご両親って亡くなってるんだよな。
聡子も親はいないよ。お社様のたたりってことで、両親が崖から落っこちてね。お兄さんだったサトシ君もいなくなっちゃって。
サトシって前に聞いた名前だな。
Either heard the name before? Okay, here we go. She's gonna snap again. I felt anger growing inside of me. Don't you know whose desk you're using every day? You act as if it belongs to you. You drop food on it while eating lunch. You drool on it while taking a nap, and don't you know who it really belongs to? Why am I acting this way? I am Mion. Satoshi-kun doesn't exist anymore. He was demoned away, so it's hardly Keiichi's fault that he didn't know. It's really isn't his fault.
サトコはリカちゃんと一緒にこの小屋で暮らしてるんだよ。互いに身寄りのない一人ぼっち同士。助け合ってね。
本宅って言ったか？そっちで暮らした方が楽だろうに。
初めはそうしてたみたい。でも、両親を思い出すから辛いって言って。
After everyone in Satoko's family died, she started living with Rika-chan. It only made sense. Satoko and Rika were best friends. They didn't care about the Hojo family or the Furude family. They had been best friends since before the dam conflict. The reason why the curse never fell upon Satoko, Rika Furude probably had a lot to do with it. That made more sense than anything else, at least. Satoko was pardoned from the curse of the Hojo family, all thanks to Rika Furude's arrangements. So Satoko had never been a victim on the night of Otsunegashi. According to the curse system I'd uncovered, the last survivor of the Hojo family still living in Hanamizawa would be the perfect target for this year's curse. Therefore, whoever was responsible for executing the curse must have tried to take her life. However, nothing happened to her, proving that Satoko had escaped from the curse. That was really and truly infuriating. She might have been the head of the Furude family, but I still couldn't accept that such a little girl had enough power to protect her best friend. So Shion must have had the same power then. Just like Rika protected Satoko, Shion could have protected Satoshi. Damn it.
リカちゃんもサトコも大変なんだな。
呪われてるんだよ。
え？ミオン、お前今なんて言った？
呪われてるって言ったの。
ミオン、お前なんて顔してんだよ。
北条聡子はね、お社様のたたりを一身に受けた呪われた子なの。
I can't accept that Satoko was pardoned from the curse, although she was a member of the cursed Hojo family. She was one of the cursed Hojos. Satoshi wasn't pardoned, but Satoshi wasn't pardoned, but Satoko was. She was cursed before, but she got away. She escaped the curse, but Satoshi-kun didn't. I can't accept that. In fact, Satoko should have been the one to be the cursed the most. She cornered Satoshi physically and emotionally. That was why things got weirder and weirder, and in the end, everything went crazy. So when I think back on it, it was Satoko who hated most of all, or who I hated most of all. She cornered Satoshi-kun, and as a result, Satoshi-kun disappeared. She started it. She caused it. If only she hadn't been there. Just as Rika Furuta and Satoko had lived happily, maybe there had been a happy future for me too. Maybe Satoshi-kun and I could have started our lives together in Okinomiya. Yes, if I look at both the beginning and the end, it's so obvious. Satoko's existence cost everything. Satoshi had to kill his aunt because of Satoko. The three families used that need to create the curse, and then they killed him. The police were convinced he just ran away, but he never did that. He was the type of person who always did his best at everything. So all by himself. He was doing the very best he could do for his only sister, yet he was forced to vanish. He worked so hard for Satoko, and though he was living just for her, he was erased. Poor Satoshi-kun. He was so underappreciated. That girl knew no gratitude. She was cursed. If you got near her, you'd meet the same fate. You'd be cursed to die or disappear. That really was it. She was the main cause behind it all. She wormed her way into Rika Furude's good graces, and that was why the curse fell upon Satoshi-kun. She should have died first. Then Satoshi-kun would still be alive. If he was alive, I could have done something for him. I can't forgive her. I can't forgive Satoko. I can't forgive that girl. There can be no peace with her. There can be no peace. She was the perfect target for the curse of 1983. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. Rika Furude, the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. Rika was dead. The reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama had died. There was no more God in Hinamizawa to deliver the curse. I am the one who has to deliver it now. I am Mion Sonozaki, the head of the Sonozaki family, one of the three families of Onigafuchi. Now that all the heads of the three families are gone, there is nobody to surpass me. I will deliver the curse of Oyashiro-sama and nobody else. I'll deliver it. I am the curse. I have become Oyashiro-sama. I felt hot bubbles boiling over deep inside me. I could tell the demon inside of me wanted to roar. I noticed Keiichi was looking down on me. Calm down, Mion. He can't tell you what you're thinking, or he can't tell what you're thinking. So calm down. At that point, I heard footsteps coming closer. I saw 4 or 5 adults accompanied by Rena running towards us with flashlights in their hands. One of them opened the lock on the cabin door and we all went inside. Of course, there was nobody there. So Satoko and Rika lived alone. I doubted Satoko would have left a note saying that she was going over to the Sonozaki house when Rika was there already. But it wouldn't be fun if she had. Because of that, I hurried into the room ahead of Rena to make sure there was nothing left behind. The rumor of Rika and Satoko's disappearance spread around the village quickly. More and more villagers gathered at the Furude shrine. Acting in place of the head of the Sonozaki family, I commanded them to search that village. The villagers nodded and scattered. So how long had it been since the last time I was truly Mion? I felt so pleased that my body almost went numb. Lots of villagers went in and out of the shrine. They yelled at each other that she was nowhere to be found. Some suggested other places to look and they all left. They made a lot of noise with their comings and goings. Members of the Women's Association brought out huge pots and gas cookers from the storage and got ready to cook for the men. That was when I noticed Keiichi unsteadily walking towards a copse of dark pine trees. Copse? What's a copse? What was he thinking? How stupid of him to be alone on a night like this. If a person responsible for executing the curse was nearby, he wouldn't come back safely.
ミオンちゃん、おじゃが池の方もぐるっと探したけど全然ダメだね。池の中も照らしたけど明るくなんないとわかんないよ。
ありがとうございます。婦人部の皆さんがお味噌汁を作ってくれてますので、召し上がって休んでください。
ミオンちゃん、あの二人って自転車どこに止めてたんか知ってるかい？
さあ、多分境内の階段の下じゃないかな。まさかあの階段を担いで上がったりはしないでしょう。
ないんだよね、二人の自転車がさ。どこかに行っちゃったんだろうかね。
自転車で遊びに行ったならそうかもしれんな。町か。
だとするとひなみ沢の中にはいないんかもしれんな。
そういえばリカちゃまがいなくなったってのは誰が最初に気づいたんだ？
ああ、ケイちゃんだけど、急に虫が知らせたんだとか。
前原屋敷のせがれさんか。なんや怪しいな。
He's a little suspicious.
そういえば前原家は来てないのか、この一大事の時に。
前原家は懲戒未加入だから青年団の連絡網に入ってないんよ。
なあ、すったらんしょうがな。
俺入ったろ懲戒。あれさね、連絡網に名前が載ってないだけんと違う？連絡網新年に作ったきりやんね。途中から越してきたから載ってない。
前原のせがれさんの虫の知らせってのがどうもな。
第一発見者が一等怪しい言うやんね。
Yeah, sometimes.
そのせがれはどこ行ったんかいね。
さっき松林の方にふらふら行くのを見たよ。誰か呼んでくる？
Conveniently, I saw Keiichi and Rena walking back towards us.
ケイちゃん、どこ行ってたんだよ。ケイちゃんまでいなくなったのかと心配したよ。
すまん。
It looked like nothing had happened to Keiichi. If so, that's fine. That means I took care of all my enemies.
おやおやおや。
Oishi-san is here.
おいしい匂いが漂ってくると思ったら、これはぜひご評判に預かりたいですね。
I heard a loud, sticky voice of a middle-aged man. It was Oishi. He must be confused about this year's incident. The scale of the curse this time is nothing like the previous ones. Oishi's information network is about equal or better than that of the elders or the town council. In other words, he could easily uncover a rumor that was circulating through the underside of the village. He must have come here to see if the disappearances of Kimiyoshi and Rika had something to do with the changing of the lock on the ritual storehouse door. The police will come for me sooner or later. So I am a Mion Senozaki. By removing all the heads of the three families, my enemies, I have become the head in their place. I can't allow Mion Senozaki to continue existing. I have to destroy the existence of the head of the Sonozaki family. When I destroy my own position, that is when my revenge will come to an end. More than likely, I'll have Oishi witness my final moments. My eyes and Oishi's met. Damn it, he thinks I'm suspicious already. You're right, Oishi. I did it. Mion Sonozaki, the head of the Sonozaki family, is the culprit. Damn. So all of this, in the ending, right, Oishi and the others went inside the household. So she planned all of this? She wanted that to happen, I mean. 195 and 196. Okay. Like, Shion is crazy, but she's still very smart in the things she does. Rika Furude. She was the head of the Furude family, but she never even appeared at the most important meetings. Even if she did show up, nobody would ask for her opinion, so it never really mattered if she was there or not. A legend in the Furude family says that if their firstborn is a girl, for 8 generations in a row, the 8th girl would be the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. According to Takano-san's research, Rika Furude is very likely to be that one. Surely she must be an important icon in the cult of Oyashiro-sama. The true believers are devoted to her. So it's quite surprising to me that Rika Furude herself was the assassin. It's unbelievable. It's just too abnormal. Usually a VIP like her wouldn't be the one to assassinate someone. It's possible that it was Rika Furude's look-alike. From the way she moved, she seemed experienced in fighting. It's not normal that a small girl like her would jump me without faltering. So I just got lucky because I had the stun gun. Without it, I don't know what would have happened. She was far more skilled than she looked. Was she trained as an assassin? Or was it a body double? Everything is a mystery, including that creepy syringe. So what's going on? I can't understand. She was like an apparition or something. Did Oryo Sonozaki know of her existence? What is hiding on the underside of this village? That underside might run deeper or much deeper than I thought. No, 196 is probably Satoko? At this point, I believe that I can complete my revenge by destroying the curse system entirely. It means I have to eliminate the heads of all the 3 families. The successor Shion, and the assassins who are after Keiichi. Although Keiichi is completely unguarded, he hasn't been attacked so far. Even though I told everybody that he was one of the trespassers. In fact, it is me who's being attacked. Rika Furude attacked me. According to my theory, Keiichi should make for a very attractive bait. But nobody has done anything to harm him. Since Rika Furude attacked me, it might be that opposing the Furude family is a greater taboo than trespassing in the ritual storehouse. So Rika Furude had said that the intrusion wasn't a big deal. She sounded like she was going to let Keiichi walk. And after I accused her of that, Rika Furude attacked me that very night. Are there 2 different factions? Does one handle trespassers in the ritual storehouse, while the other protects the religious doctrines of the Furude family? No, that doesn't make sense. Tomitaki-san's death must have been caused by the Furude family's injections. So Rika showed me the effect of it herself, clawing out her own throat and dying like that. But Tomitaki-san shouldn't have been a subject to the curse, at least according to the system of the Furude family. So I don't understand why Keiichi hasn't been attacked. Did he have something exempting him from the curse, unlike Takano-san? Just like how only Satoko Hojo was spared. Keiichi is a friend of Rika Furude's. So does that mean if you were close to her, you wouldn't be cursed? Was she more important than the whole system? That's impossible. The hag was at the top of the curse system. Rika couldn't have been higher up than her. Scribble, scribble. Are there multiple ways to determine the subject of the curse? Are there as many curse execution groups as there are subjects, and do they all work separately? It's a mess. None of my theories add up. If I mess my reasoning, I might make the wrong person the target of my revenge. So I don't understand who the enemy is or how Satoshi-kun was made to disappear. How much did the hag know? That really was a huge loss. I have so many things I wanted to ask her. I mean, true, yeah, I wanted her to at least talk with Shion, but she died instantly. I killed her by accident. In that respect, I already failed in my revenge. The underside of Inamizawa really does run too deep. The whole page is blacked out with scribbles now. Okay. Yes, we will end our episode there. So, as I said in the beginning, as I said when we were listening into Shion and Keiichi's what do you call this, conversation earlier, right? So, Keiichi, Shion, I mean, she's calling herself Mion now, no, right? But we'll still call her Shion. So Shion is messing with him, using him. Like, it's funny, man. For some reason, it's just funny. Like, when we were at Keiichi's POV on the second chapter, right? It was like, oh, very, very thrilling, very, very suspicious, right? Stuff like that. But in this side, in Shion's chapter, for some reason, yeah, like, it feels funny hearing Keiichi that, because you know that Shion is, yeah, playing with him basically, right? And she laughed, yeah, she laughed at the ending after the phone call as well, right? I don't know why, but it just feels funny to me because, yeah, she's just playing with him, technically. And for Satoko, yeah, we didn't see what happened to her. Like, Shion just said that, oh, I took care of the bikes already of Rika and Satoko. Maybe she's still alive though, right? Because, yeah, that's an important scene, right? She hated Satoko a lot, right? So maybe Satoko is still alive, still in the house, right? And maybe she put it in the cage or something like that. Maybe next episode we will see, right? But hopefully we see, because I want to see Shion and the Satoko, I guess, let's say fight as well, right? Like Rika-chan. But I guess it's not gonna be like Rika-chan, because Rika-chan actually fought with Shion even if a little bit, right? But for Satoko, maybe she's captured now, right? So at least the talk, yes, at least the talk, the conversation between them. I want to see that next episode. So yes, we will continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 5, Meakashi, in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.